congratulations on a decade. A decade!
I've borrowed some satellite time for this edition of the Trekzone Spotlight. From Los Angeles is Scott Baker, the man behind the lens, directing the latest independent sci-fi film, Fifth Passenger, and one of the stars, Manu Intiraymi. Guys, thanks so much for taking some time to chat, and welcome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, let's check out the trailer first for Fifth Passenger.
This is Lieutenant Eve Miller. I only have 14 hours of air left. I may be the sole survivor from UGS 98.
How did you get on that pod? That was a priority craft for essential personnel.
Well, these pods were designed to sustain 4 lives. We have a 5th passenger.
Look, I don't see anything.
Stay back, all of you. That man is not coming inside.
I'm not in here alone.
That looks absolutely amazing. Scott, tell us, where did the idea for Fifth Passenger come from?
Well, it's a project that we've been working on for about 4 years or so, and it just started off as a little germ of an idea about people in an escape pod in space, a lifeboat in space, sort of a horror thriller type film, and as we developed the script with Morgan Laraya, we just started reaching out to actors who might be interested, and found Manu and found Tim Russ and other Star Trek actors who were excited about the project, and we created a proof of concept trailer for it, and brought it to the fans, and they helped us fund the film.
It's been about a 4-year, project actually at this point. But I met Scott and read the script about 4 years ago, and just was blown away by the material. And that's when I got involved and started calling friends. And it's been a long process until Scott finally found these sets that were available to us, these spaceship sets that we would only have to do 3 or 4 more builds. Construct 3 or 4 more sets for us to make Fifth Passenger there, and then do the art department on the rest of the ship sets. Sorry about the ding, I'm a Borg, that happens sometimes. On the rest of the ship sets, and we were able to throw up the Kickstarter and get this film started. And it's amazing because the fans put in $82,000 something just in a 3-weekend Kickstarter, and that attracted other money and other people to the project, and the project just took off from there. And so now we've got this amazing blockbuster looking film, and the last thing we need to make this film incredible is to pay our visual effects department.
Scott, it's a cast filled with Star Trek alumni. Was that difficult to make happen?
Well, it's just kind of like an organic thing. Like, Manu said, I met him about 4 years ago on a set. I do a lot of Steadicam work, and so I met him on the set for a different film, and we started talking about it, and he came on to help produce the film, and that's where we got the rest of the cast, is because, going to conventions, he meets, all these people over and over again, and I think there's something about science fiction that it's a community where you have actors that stay in the genre that's so much different than drama and comedy, and there's something about science fiction that people who like it, who love it, are just continually drawn to it. And whether it's a filmmaker or a writer, you find, like, especially here in LA, a lot of people who are on the same productions year after year, different science fiction films. I think there's just something about it that draws people to it.
It might be difficult for most people to bring a bunch of different name sci-fi actors to their film, but because I was on Star Trek Voyager and have been, like you said, to all these conventions, and you meet everybody from all the other casts of all the sci-fi shows on television, and you spend weekends and weeks with them sometimes in different countries and different cities, so you get to know each other. So basically it's just about calling your friends and showing them your script, and everybody does the same for each other, and you make movies.
That's fantastic. Manu, you became a Star Trek alumni following your role of Icheb on the final 2 seasons of Voyager. What's life like post-Star Trek?
Just gotten older, you know. I've just gotten older. It's been the same. I guess when I was 30, I started producing films. I've been doing a lot of that and producing independent films and starring in indie films. I spent a year actually on the final season of One Tree Hill. I worked with Clint Eastwood and Leo DiCaprio a few years ago on a studio film. There's just a lot of projects going on, and I'm just an older and better actor, I guess. Although I was pretty damn good back then, so maybe not better, maybe just older.
What was it like? You came aboard the show, a franchise like Star Trek, and you got to work. Most of your scenes were with Jerry Ryan. Was that a tough gig for an actor?
Oh yeah, real hard work. just a grilling time. I mean, she's just one of the most difficult people to work with in the world. It was horrible.
I believe your tongue is firmly in your cheek.
It is firmly in my cheek. Jerry Ryan was adorable. She's fun. She's beautiful. She was a blast. It was 2 years of, getting to hang out on a spaceship with 7 of 9 and the rest of the crew, and get paid really well for it. I have no complaints whatsoever.
I think a lot of male fans are jealous.
Good for them. I'm sad that I'm not working with her now. She hops around to a lot of different shows, and I'm always like, damn, I want to be on that show with Jerry. So, buddy.
How exciting is it, guys, to know that like a studio there, a visual effects studio there that's working on big Hollywood blockbusters, that they're also giving you some time to work on your film.
But I mean, for me, that's kind of what this entire journey has been like. I've been living in LA for some years, and like I said, doing Steadicam and working on projects and meeting people and helping other people out with what they're doing, and so like. We've got these awesome actors that are aboard this project. We had these great spaceship sets. Thomas Supernaut, our makeup artist, is like 2 Emmys from Star Trek and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and has worked on countless other films. Donnie Darko and one of the X-Men movies. I mean, this like super talented people all along the line have come onto this project and worked for far less than they're worth, because they believe in the project, because they believe in my vision and what we're doing with it. And so now we're moving into to the VFX, and it's more of that. It's like people who see what we're doing and are excited to be a part of it, and see that this isn't the kind of film that comes out very often. Hollywood has the big blockbuster type sci-fi films, but the small indie films that have heart, that have something interesting and unique to say, that aren't beholden to execs what they think the movie should be. So it's for me, like, this is my first film as feature as a director, and so to have all these awesome people come aboard the project, it's really
now you should be proud
overwhelming.
Of it too, man.
Yeah.
It's an incredible movie. This is my 3rd feature as a producer, and it's the first time that I really am I'm really proud of what we've accomplished. It's incredible. The movie looks really good. Marina Sirtis, Doug Jones, Armin Shimmerman, Tim Russ, myself, Morgan Loraya. All the performances were great, and so we have a film that looks like a blockbuster movie now. The final touch is the visual effects, and we've got 2 companies that are friends of ours that are willing to do those effects, but we still have to pay them. Yeah. And that's why we're running this Indiegogo campaign on the 29th of this month, actually.
Next week, next Tuesday.
You can see a lot of behind-the-scenes footage of the film itself and some new stuff from the film. And we're actually, some of the perks are, we're getting rid of all of the props and the wardrobe worn by the actors in the movie. So
awesome.
It's pretty exciting.
Guys, in the beginning, you ran a very successful Kickstarter campaign to get the ball rolling on this. What's it like knowing that so many people around the world, as you said, it was $80,000 odd in 2 weekends, so many people across the world are invested in this product. How does that feel?
It's humbling, a bit, it's that thing where like as an artist, you put yourself out there and you put your art up on the wall, or you put it on the screen, and you ask people, do you like what I'm doing here? And you're holding your breath, waiting for people to say that they like it. And we got so much positive response from it, from people saying, hey, I like it, and they click the like button or they click the retweet or something like that. And then they also put money in. They opened up their wallets because they wanted to see the film, because they wanted to have some sort of souvenir, whether it's like a T-shirt or something like that. And to see so many people excited about it, it's overwhelming. In the back of your mind, you always have that little voice that tells you, oh, it's going to fail and no one's going to like what you're doing, and to have have that sort of validation was just like, it was really great. And for us, it came down to also, we felt like the Kickstarter was like our plan B. Plan A was, we're going to take our script to the studios and they're going to give us, $5 million to make this movie, and it's so hard to do that. And we tried to make that happen, and then ultimately we just said, well, who wants to see this film? And the great opportunity of the crowdfunding nowadays is just to be able to take it to the people who want to see your film and bypass the Hollywood
machine. But what was exciting to me too is that it's very hard to produce excellent A-level material for little money. And we thought we would need $3 million, $5 million to make this movie, like we thought we wanted to. So like Scott said, you have that fear in the back of your mind when you're making a painting or making a movie or making any art. And all the way up until shooting the feature, when we raised the initial funds, first day on set, I was still scared that we were going to make some B movie. And within a couple days of shooting and watching the dailies and watching the takes, I realized that we were making an incredible film that people are going to enjoy. And I think the more people check it out, the more people will realize that. And I think we've got a great film on our hands.
What's your favourite scene, without spoilers, what's your favourite scene in the movie?
My performance. I'm amazing. I am so good in this movie. Truthfully, it was just, that my tongue was a bit in my cheek there too. But playing this character that Scott wrote, Thompson, was really exciting for me, because he's like, he's your prototypical kind of hero loser, like Hudson from Aliens, that guy that is just kind of a wingnut, and getting to take that kind of character on was a lot of fun for me. But that's just one of the things that I enjoyed about making it. What about you, Scotty?
Geez, it's tough. It's tough to say. I think there's a few moments in the beginning of the film that I really like. In the very beginning, we have this character played by Herman Wilkins, and he's a awesome actor, and he has this presence, and he is like the villain of the movie. When you see him, he has this deep voice, and when he's interrogating one of the characters, it's the sort of thing where you as a writer, you put it down on the page and you have this image of what it's going to be, and then when the actors take it and they're performing it and they're in the costumes and they're in the set and everything's happening, it kind of gives you chills, because like, wow, it's not only like as good as I was hoping it would be, the actor is so good that he brought something new to it, and just his presence and his voice.
Herman Wilkins is amazing.
Yeah. He just really.
He was a gem find for us, too, because we were going to hire another name actor for that role.
Yeah.
And the name actor that we were going to hire wanted more money and wouldn't do the part. So we had to go on a search, and we found Herman.
Finally, guys, when can we expect a release with a successful VFX campaign and all that sort of stuff? When are you looking at releasing, hoping to release?
Well, it's hard to say exactly as a release. Our goal from the very beginning on this project is to make something fantastic, and with the limited funds that we're working with, sometimes that takes time. And so that's always been like in the front of my mind is like, let's make it good, and if it takes a long time to do it, well, that's what it's going to have to take.
The normal turnaround date to get a film out is a year. So if we finished at the end of the year, it'd probably be out late next year. But if we get lucky and we finish the film and someone wants it right away without going on the festival market, etc., we'd be out early next year. It just depends.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck with that campaign, and Trekzone.org looks forward to seeing the product.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks so much.
And you can check us out at fifthpassenger.com, and we're on all the social medias, Twitters, Instagrams, Facebook, at Fifth Passenger. So
that's 5thpassenger.com.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.